We're in the middle of nowhere in the Peak District.
It's just a gorgeous place to be.
The countryside is a character in this film.
He's just psycho, he's a stalker, he gets obsessed.
You can really focus, and everyone is really focused on making the film in a very short space of time.
I've never done a film quite like this story.
And yeah, that whole desolate feeling of having no one around.
If you need a detox, a mind detox, then it's great. It's like going away to a retreat.
I think the role of Hannah is fairly complicated. She's got a lot of stuff going on which has happened previous to the story. She doesn't really get along with the family. She just wants to be by herself, I think. She's not really there at all until the end, where family becomes, I suppose, the main issue. She's just a moody, average teenager, but obviously with a backstory that isn't the same as most teenagers. Obviously there is a good few minutes where you have to think about, hold on, in this moment, there is a lot of stuff going on up in here which you kind of have to embrace, but it's fairly easy playing a moody teenager, I reckon. A lot of face pulling. But yeah, it's good. But yeah, it's really exciting, I think. I think it's going to be a really interesting film to watch.
My name is Kirsten Moran and I play Cassie Naylor. She's been living on a farm it's been through generations, through the family, her father and her father. And she was married, and she's actually, I can't give too much of the story away, can I?
No, not really.
No. She's done a murder, and it's a secret. And this man comes into her life that she's not interested in men, but he becomes a stalker and a psycho. It's very different to anything else I've done, yeah. Usually I'm playing the kind of single mum, a council house woman. So yeah, it's very different. I wouldn't say it's challenging. The only thing that's been challenging is, not too much, it hasn't, because I'm doing a different accent, which has been fantastic because that's what I wanted, and the opportunities come around, so it's been great to do that. A very good mother, that's all. She lives for her two girls, so she's 100% there for her girls. So a very good mother, and the girls, she brings up the girls to her best of her ability, and I should imagine she's, told them the manners, and so kind of different again to I usually play. Not very nice mothers.
Yeah, Vincent Regan, and I play Aidan, who's he's the bad guy in the movie. He's a psychopath. A sociopath, I suppose is the word, and he gets involved with this family in a remote farm. He appears like an angel, but in fact he's quite the opposite, and he helps them on the farm, and then he starts to become obsessed by them, extremely possessive in his psychosis, and one thing leads to another, and through a series of very dramatic events, he reaches an untimely end. The character is a well written character. He's well delineated. He doesn't do something without a purpose, and the backstory is in the film, and you realise that he's had an extremely traumatic childhood, which has basically turned him into the monster that he has become. There've been some really good scenes to get your teeth into, really good acting pieces, as well as all the action and the action set pieces, because it's more than just a stalker slasher movie. Well, I hope it's more. So, yeah, substance. There's been some substance. Yeah.
My name is David Bradley. I'm playing Cooper, who is he's a friend of Cassie, and has been a friend of the family, you imagine, for many years. He's part of the fabric of the place. He lives on his own farm, presumably a few miles away, but he's got a kind of emotional investment in the family, in the sense that I think he knew her father and possibly even her grandfather, and now that she's struggling, barely managing on her own, he's one of those guys that every neighbour should have. He's just I think he feels quite protective towards Cassie, and maybe he wouldn't say it, but he's a sort of surrogate father to her.
I'm George Myson, producing with Alex Bowden. The film came together this time last summer. There was a 70-page script which my writer colleague James Dormer had put together, inspired by his time working on a farm in the Peak District years ago. And it wasn't complete, but we knew we wanted to do a low-budget British film, and self-contained, which was perfect here. We sat down and we thought, Alex came along as well, part of Pistachio with Susan, and we said, this is fantastic, let's do it. So we need to finish it. So we came up with some ideas how to finish it, and then we pretty much got the script in shape by about Christmas time. Started raising the money in January, and here we are sort of 7 months later, so pretty quick. So we thought, come on, let's just go for high-octane thriller, this is what we want. And we went back to the basics, keep it simple, and we got it finished.
You know, we're not a big budget film. We can't allure people here with huge paychecks. It's got to be that balance of a very creative, exciting project and the promise of a good unit, where people are going to learn from as well. And hopefully these are people that we've worked with for the first time that we'll work with again in the future.
Okay, I'm James Dormer, and I'm the writer of the film. The script was originally a project that I wrote when I was doing a screenwriting MA, and it started off as a western, a kind of modern western. That's kind of what I wanted to do, because you can't really make a proper western anymore. It's kind of an ensemble piece. Everyone kind of gets a moment. You write something down and it's quite stark or quite plain, but then the actors bring something really special to it and kind of make it fly.
I'm Susan Jacobson and I'm the director of The Holding. Okay, so I do quite a bit of work for something called the BAFTA Rockcliffe New Writing Forum, and I've been working with them for about 10 years, maybe not quite as long as that. And James's scripts came along, and I workshopped it with actors. Loved the script, and we had a really kind of successful workshop with it. It was the scene, the cow birthing scene, which is in the film.
I've got it.
Did you ever see something in your life?
He's breathing.
Well, with Kirsten Waring, who plays Cassie, we did a little bit of research. Her and I went and did some work on a dairy farm for a few days, about 3 months before filming, which was excellent. Got up early and helped milk cows and all that kind of thing. I just think it got us into the way of working on a farm and the hard work that's required. With Vincent Regan, who plays Aidan, he came in all guns blazing. I mean, we had discussed that he'd have a Scottish accent. We had discussed kind of vague things about the character, but it was really working with him on set there and then to kind of hone Aidan. But he was excellent. He just got it and rode with it. I loved it. I loved it, and also because it's such a big milestone, your first feature, and taking such a long time to get there. I just reveled in being on set and enjoyed the moment. I mean, yes, it was hard, but I think I was living on a high of it. Of course, I feel a huge sense of achievement, but it's so many brains have gone into achieving that. So I'm going to live on that for the moment and see how people receive it.
I'd seen her shorts and we thought she was fantastic and absolutely perfect for it because she really wanted a strong female protagonist.
Susan is amazing, perfectionist, and I think she's absolutely incredible.
I think she's a truly gifted director. I think she'll be a real name to watch in the future.
And yeah, that's about it. I just drank some tea. I wrote a poem on my cup. I am a cup, I hate being me. Hot tea burns my insides, and when it leaves, I am crushed like a piece of rubbish.
It's pretty moving.
Yeah. I knew I should have been a poet.